Friday morning and it's weekend at last, although it seems like it's weekend all the time now. Kind of this day, that day, another day thereafter. I hope you're all well and I hope your families are all well and coping with this lockdown. Welcome to Grateful Coding. Please, can I make a special request to always have your mic muted and your video off? Okay, we are running the session on the chat only. Also, don't use your hand up. Put your hand up. If you need, only click on the chat if you need assistance. Okay, I'm going to be asking you questions, and I know some of you come say, yes, thank you, I understand, but only click on the chat and type in a message if you need assistance. Okay, so I'm not sure how many of you are new to the lesson today. We're starting a new lesson every day and sometimes every second day. We're going to be doing a new one today, which is a different one, different concept of coding. We're working with code.org. At a later stage, I'll be going on to other platforms. Okay, so like I said, we're going to be using code.org, which uses Blockly. In other words, you use a block instead of typing a lot of code in. My name is Melody Hertzlet. Okay, a little bit about me. Yes, double trouble. A few of you are twins. I'm a twin, and we're both passionate about teaching children and adults how to work effectively with technology. And I'm this twin. Okay, so what are we going to do today? We're going to learn how to use code using Flappy Bird. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, boys and girls, you are probably far more proficient with the mouse and the keys because of gaming and things that you do on the computer. It's quite a tricky one. You see from the picture here, you got to get this Flappy Bird through obstacles, which I didn't manage so well, so maybe you guys will do better than me, but it's fun trying. Okay, so 5 reasons why kids should code. I just want to check my messages quickly. Coding is another language, much like you speak English, Afrikaans, and isiXhosa or isiZulu, but this language is only understood by computers. Coding improves writing academic performance. Coding helps children with math skills. I wish I had it when I was younger because maths wasn't my favorite subject at all. Coding fosters creativity. And coding helps children become confident problem solvers. Woohoo, is Bart Simpson. Okay, some new words you will learn today. Okay, Sophia, I'll get back to you now as soon as I finish doing the introduction. Right, some new words you will learn today is function blocks. In other words, there's a whole lot of functions embedded into a block, which is very handy. It saves you a lot of work. Set functions means you've got a little option, little drop-down arrow, listen to my terminology, that you can click on and change options. And you're going to be using the click command, which means you're going to be using your mouse quite a lot to help Flappy Bird get where he needs to get. Okay, just so a tip here. Code.org likes to play music in the background, and it's nice and peaceful and all the rest. But for our online purposes, I think you need to mute it. In other words, turn it off. Obviously, when you want to watch and listen to the videos, you will have to unmute it. So some of you are going to say, oh, my sound doesn't work, but you've already muted yourself. So please be aware of that. And today we're not going to be playing any videos. I'm going to encourage you, when the lesson's finished, to go and check the videos out for yourself. There's a bit of a technical glitch here. Okay, tips on working with code.org. This specific one is a click experience. You have to click to make the Flappy Bird move after you click the run button. Okay, some of them use arrows, some of them you can just use the run button and it uses the blocks, but this one you're going to have to click with your mouse or your tap on your screen or your laptop click. Okay, we all know about deleting or removing blocks. We move them to the left. And watch out for this target. It sometimes moves. It caught me out a few times. Okay, so quickly going to go through this. You're going to know and understand the different areas of your coding page. On code.org, they seem to be pretty standard. So your workspace, your instructions, your run space, and you've got a video. Sometimes you've got videos as well. You will have used picture blocks to create your code, using the mouse click to activate your code. See your progress. Charlton, which lessons you're on and the ones you have done, and the lessons you need to redo. I'll explain that to you once we're on the platform, and you're going to use the run and reset button. All right, just a quick one. I'm sure you all know by now what is a browser. It's the bug that browsers in the wild, that too, but this is a computer browser, an internet browser that you will go to type your search criteria in. And when I tell you to go to your browser, I'm going to tell you what to type in. Okay, so let's get started. I want you to look at my screen at the yellow letters, okay? We're not going to watch the video today. I'm going to share my screen so you can see exactly what I'm typing in, okay? Doesn't matter which browser you use. I'm going to leave my screen here just for a little bit. I will post the link as soon as we, girls, boys. I just want everybody to see what I typed in, and we're going to choose the top one. Okay, did you all see that? Okay, now it's going to take you straight to a video. Okay, it's not taking me to a video, which is kind of cool. And I'm going to quickly copy and paste the link for those who asked for the link. Okay. All right, so there's a video at the bottom. I remember I opened it just now and I closed it. So if the video opens, just close it and we will work our way through using just the instructions. The videos are very, very useful and helpful. They are created by the code.org developers. I know what they're telling you, and I just love the way they put them together. We won't be able to do that today. Okay, so I'm going to click on OK, and let's quickly go through the screen. You probably, most of you probably know this by now. There's the number of lessons. There's 10 today. There's your instructions. Always read the instructions carefully. They sometimes break them up into sections, meaning do first section first, second section second. And if they put a little picture in there, look at the picture because there will be one on your run area. Here's your workspace. Here's your blocks where you get your code, and there's your run space. Okay, are we all happy? Did those who needed the link get the link? Are we fine? Okay, I am watching the chat, so be patient. If you put a message there, I will get to you. Okay, so the instructions are: attach a block to the when click block, then press the run. Click or tap the screen to move Flappy to the target. Okay, so you can attach more than one. We can do a play wing sound, but I'm going to actually put more than one here because I want him to flap a bit. All right, now here's where we talk about the sound, boys and girls. Do you see at the tab at the top? You're going to right click and I'm going to mute my tab, okay? Because I don't want the music coming through, and when you finish the challenges, it makes a sound. Okay, so let's see what happens here. I'm going to hit the run button. Now, as soon as I hit the run button, I have to click to get Flappy up to the target. Okay, so click run to start the game. Okay, did you see that? I put the flap in. I don't know if it was absolutely necessary. There's a screen you will get. Little picture at the bottom here. If you like the code, it just helps the developers see if they're on the right track. And we're going to continue. Okay. Now I'm puzzled because I said Flappy 1 and it says Flappy 2 up here. Anyway, let's carry on. Now we've added some ground. Attach a block to the when hit ground block. Your code needs to end game when Flappy crashes. Okay, so we've got a block here that they've given us. It says flap, and all it's actually asking us to do is add an end game, right? So what we're going to do is as soon as we hit run, we're going to flap, 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 and then we can let him drop and the game must end because that's the instructions we've given, right? Okay, and then we're going to let him, boom, there we go. If you want to replay, you can, but it tells you you completed that puzzle successfully and you're going to continue. Okay, so do you remember I told you about the lessons at the top? We're on lesson 3. If these colors are different, light green means you didn't complete it successfully, and if you have just a dark green border around your circle, it means you didn't complete it. Boys and girls, you can go back. It's not a train smash. Always go back and retry. Okay, so let's try lesson 3. Okay. The when run block allows you to run code when your game starts. Try setting the level speed and flapping to the target. Remember I said to you sometimes this target moves. Okay, so let's see. Let's set a speed. Let's keep it at normal. We don't want to go in too fast. And when click flap. Okay. We've used all the code that they give us. We don't always use all the code. I just want to see if there are any messages here. Okay, so we're going to click. And we got to try and reach the target. Ooh, I didn't do it. Okay, let's see. There's another one. There. Fabulous. I hit the target. Yay, you completed puzzle 3. We're going to go a bit quicker now because these are nice, easy ones. Okay, so now we're on lesson 4. Right, so let's look at the instructions. Flappy will fly through obstacles unless you write code to make him crash. Attach a block to the when hit an obstacle block. Your code needs to end game when Flappy crashes into the first set of pipes. Now, I want to tell you something, girls and boys. I battled to get around these pipes, but I think it was all part of the code. Okay, so let's see, how are we going to do it? So let's leave the speed at normal. We want to do a when click flap. And when we hit an obstacle, what are we going to do when we hit an obstacle? I would say the only one we haven't used, you can do a play wing sound if you want to, but my sound's on mute, so I'm not going to use it. Okay, so I'm going to give you a moment just to see if you can try that one out and see if it works. Okay, please, if you have a question, please don't raise your hand, put it in the chat, and I promise you I'll get to you as soon as I can. All right, so let's see. So we set speed to normal. Okay, someone's got a question here. Okay. And now we've got to when hit an obstacle in the game. So we're going to click. This is where so it worked. But I'm going to just quickly show you that this is going to be quite a part of these lessons coming up. And to get in between there and score a point, but you guys are young. I know you'll get it right. I battled a bit. I eventually got it right. But yeah, kind of gets interesting from now onwards. Okay, superb. So now we are on lesson 5. Okay, do you see we're on lesson 5? Right, once again, let's read the instructions. On some of the code.org, boys and girls, they have a little speaker here on the right. So if you want the person to actually read the instructions out to you, they do have that. And some of them have a hint. This one doesn't have, but it seems that doesn't need it. Let's add a scoreboard and count points when Flappy makes it past obstacles. Add to the when pass an obstacle block and then score a point by flying Flappy through the first set of pipes. Okay, I'm already smiling because this was interesting. Okay, so I actually did put a play sound in. all right, but I'm not listening to the sound, so it doesn't matter. And then I put when pass obstacle, score a point. Okay, let's see how many points you can score. Okay, so remember, once you've clicked on run, you have to go and click, 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 click. Let's see if we can get it through here. Okay, I did it. Did you see? I scored a point. Okay, then if you want to try that again, it only let me go to the first obstacle. Some of them let you go on to the next one, but there's my point, which is that piece of code. All right. Gosh, I'm proud of myself. All right. Okay, boys and girls, are we all cool? Right, let's go to the next one. Okay, lesson 6 for C. Okay, I've got a question here quickly. I'm just helping someone. See if you can work this one out for me while I'm helping someone. Oh, pardon my spelling. Goodness me, and I'm a teacher. Goodness me. Okay, so see if you can still score a point after making Flappy either a smaller or larger amount. Okay, so I'm going to set the speed at slow. And then when click, flap a large amount. Just give it a try. You can put in. Now, this is where I was telling you about your set options. You can click on those drop-down arrows and change the options. It's absolutely fabulous how they've done this. Okay. Then it says, when pass, it's giving you an idea of what code you should be using. So it's very helpful. When pass, obstacles, score a point. Okay. So let's see. I just want to help someone here who's stuck. Okay. Okay, Charlton, you okay? Okay. So let's see. Okay. Ooh. Oh. Okay. So I'm thinking that this shouldn't have been a large amount. It should have been a normal amount because I'm clicking and it's going too hard. So let's see. Okay. Oh, I scored a point. Okay. Did you see? Set it to slow. You can, as you go through, make it faster and faster and see how good you get. Absolutely fabulous. So well done. Okay, I'm glad to see some of you are enjoying this. Okay, so now we're going to move on to lesson number 7. Okay, we're actually doing very well. Okay, Siseko, I'll get back to you now. I see you need help on lesson 4. All right, so let's just quickly go back to lesson 4 if you don't mind. The rest of you can click on lesson 7. And I'm going to go back to lesson 4 to help someone who's stuck. Okay, so let's go through lesson 4 very quickly. All right, so it says Flappy will fly through obstacles unless you write code to make him crash. Attach a block to the when hit an obstacle block. Your code needs to end game when Flappy crashes into the first set of pipes. Okay, so let's see. So if you're battling with it, go set your speed to slow. It just helps you. So you need to when click flap. And we're going to end the code when Flappy hits an obstacle. Okay? Siseko, try that for me. and see if that works. Like I say, you can add sound, but because we are muted, it's not really going to help. But when you're on your own, you can play it. Okay, let's see if that works. Right. Did you see that that worked? Because we put in code when hit an obstacle end game. I could have tried to go through there, but I wanted you to see this piece of code work. Are we happy? Okay. So we are on lesson number 7. We're going nicely today, boys and girls, but this is a bit of an easier one for you. Okay, so lesson number 7 says, next, try changing the scene by attaching another block to the when run block. Okay, so the scene is to set the background. How cool is that, eh? Sure, they're so clever, the people that put these things together. So I'm going to set it on underwater. How cool will that be, right? I'm going to set it on underwater. And then I'm going to say, when click, just flap a normal amount. It wants you to use all this code. And it doesn't give you a lot of instructions there. So I want you just to do trial and error. So I'm kind of thinking this should go to the end. Okay. No, wait. Let's keep that there. When pass an obstacle, we put the good stuff in first. We don't want to put the negative stuff in. Right, so we can do both those. Let's see if we've got, okay. I've just got some questions here I'm going to quickly deal with. See if you can do that so long. Okay, let's see if that works. So we've got when pass an obstacle, score a point, when hit an obstacle, end game, and if he hits ground, end game. I'm going to try and get through there. Oh, I've got to try and get through there. Okay, so now I'm wondering how I got a point if I said when pass obstacle. That's weird. Let's try again. I'm going to hit it. Right. Okay. Let's go on to lesson 8. Yeah, it does get a bit tricky, but at least they give you the code here on the page. Okay, lesson 8. I'm going to leave you guys to put this in an order for me, and then we can do it together, all right? So let's read the instructions. You can set visuals anytime. What is a visual, boys and girls? It's something you can see, obviously, not just when the game starts. Try setting a random scene when other events happen. So these are all events, right? For example, when passing an obstacle. Right, so remember to set your random speed and see what order you're going to put this code in. I'm just going to give you a few minutes to work it out. Okay, so we always have to have the when click, and I kind of like to keep safe. If you want to go and do a super large flap or whatever, that's up to you. All right. What we can do here is kind of cool. Why don't we change the player? Seeing as we've got a block to do it, and I think I kind of fancy What do you guys fancy? A unicorn. Right. Unicorn. Flap a normal amount. Okay. Then we're going to go, when we pass an obstacle, remember I said you try the positive stuff first. Do you see what happens when I drag there? It brings up a bin if you want to dump any code. When we pass an obstacle, we're going to score a point. But now remember I said to you, why don't we set a scene? I'm just trying here, boys and girls. I'm not sure if this is going to work. Sci-fi. Gosh, that sounds interesting. And then when we hit an obstacle, let's I'm going to dump that. When we hit an obstacle, why don't we try this? I'm not sure if it's going to work, girls and boys, but let's give it a try. And then when we hit the ground, we end the game. How are we doing here? I'm just going to check on my chats. Okay, let's see if I've got it. Go through, go through, go through, go through. Do you see my background changing? And I scored 1 point, yay. 2 points, yay, 3 points. And then how are we going to end this game? I have to just, right, did you see that? That was kind of fun, wasn't it? And look at the amount of code. Hey, I'm proud of myself. And I love the changing background. Do we watch it again? I'm getting with it, boys and girls. Yeah, you see. Because okay, I got to get past the obstacle, get a point. There, I got a point, and I got another point. And no, I hit that one, and boom. Okay. Oh my gosh, it's telling me you have to use a block. You haven't used it. So we've got a flap, we've got an end game, we've got a score point, play wing sound. Okay. I didn't use set, speed, set, scene, set player. We used all of those. Goodness me. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry on. And when we finish, you can go back and see which one we can put in. And I want to see if you can work out which one. I can only think it's play the wing sound. I can't think that because of that. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's put it in. Move this code down. Someone's helping me here. Okay, I must use the random. Thank you very much. I like it when you help me as well. Where is he? Come down, down, down. Oh my gosh. I don't know why it's telling me I haven't got it. All right, we are going to move on. I want you to work out why that one's not working. And then I want you to have a look at how number 8 reflects on our lesson plan. Okay, do you see there? If we've got time at the end, boys and girls, we can go back and have a look at number 8. Any of you want to try it for me? You can. Number 9. Okay, so we are on number 9. To mix things up when hitting an obstacle, instead of ending the game, try setting the score back to 0. Okay. Salima, I see you raised your hand. Type it in the chat for me. Hey, well done, Salim. Great. Okay, Dylan says on 8, I didn't put the scene in the right place. Thank you, Dylan. We can go back to that and fix it. Fabulous. Okay, see if you can go back and fix number 8. Apparently I put the scene in the wrong place. That's fine. All right, so let's see what's happening here with lesson number 9. Okay, so obviously we've got a when run and we need a when click. So Liam, you're very chatty today. What's up, my boy? Oh, your name is Hadia. All right. When click flap a normal amount. Okay, so we agree we've got to get those 2 in. Where are we going to put the 3 in? These 3. To mix things up when hitting an obstacle, instead of ending the game, try setting the score back to 0. So I would say let's put that there. Set score to 0. And obviously when you hit the ground, we're going to end game. Okay, how are we doing? Should we give that a try? I see lots of you are giving comment here. Fabulous. Okay. Go through. Oh, when hit an obstacle score. I'm going to try that again. Okay, so it did that when hit an obstacle score 0. When pass an obstacle score point. I want to see if I can pass an obstacle. Like I said to boys and girls, I'm not so good at this. Pass. Yay! Why did it go back to 0? Did I hit? Oh, I see. Okay, I see exactly what's happening here. Right. Do you boys and girls see it? I got a point, and then because I hit the obstacle, it set it back to 0. All right, fabulous, 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 fabulous. Are we all happy, chappies? Okay, we're hitting our last lesson, which is now fun for you. Create your own Flappy game. You can change all of it and all the rules, even the gravity. When you're done, click finish to let your friends try your game on their phone. Okay, so I'm going to give you a bit of time to play around, chat boys and girls. Okay, I'm going to give you a chance to play around here. Hello. Oh, sorry, someone just walked past the window. Hello, Zainab. Switch off your video, please. Okay. Okay, I'll fix that. Right. Okay, boys and girls. Absolutely right. Thank you, Dylan. I did have my set scene in the wrong place. Thank you. I'm glad to see you all wide awake. All right. Are we all playing nicely here? I know I had a lot of fun doing this. Sim, thank you. Dylan did tell me that I put the set scene in the wrong place. Thank you for helping me. That's great. Are you having fun with this? There's loads of code. Remember to scroll down. There's loads of code here. You've got set gravity, set to normal. You've got loads of stuff to play with. And in fact, I'm going to leave you to play a bit longer, and then we're going to go back to finish off the lesson. You don't have to go out. You can carry on with this. Sorry. I keep on saying, hey, dear, I'm absolutely fine. Do you want me to click back on lesson 8 for you? Oh my gosh, it's gone. Of course it would be. Well done, Lena, you finished. Okay, so like I said, boys and girls, you don't have to go out now. I'm going to finish up and tell you what happens here. And oh, my speaker's giving funny noises. Okay. I'm going to encourage you, boys and girls, if you go into code.org, don't just click on when I've finished. It very often gives you lots of things that you need to learn, because there's lots of platforms for coding. So don't just click on finished. I'm going to show you what happens when we say finished. Fabulous. You can get a certificate and you can share your achievement. Okay, so now, boys and girls, there's loads of stuff on code.org. There's a little bit underneath here. There's also this stuff that you can go to. Obviously, you're going to need your parents' email address. All right. I'm going to share my other screen with you now so we can finish off the lesson. Right, so let's just quickly recap. Your coding is divided into 4 areas. We went through that: your workspace, your run area where your code plays, your block area where you fetch your coding, and your instruction area that you must read first. Okay. Could you reset the speed if you wanted to? Yes, there were loads of things you could use with your set options. It's called a set options. Lovely drop-down function that is embedded into the code. So you can always change it, and I think this is absolutely fabulous. It makes it so much more exciting. Can you reset your code once you have clicked on run? Yes, you can. And boys and girls, please use this button. You're going to come to pieces every now and then. You need to reset. I did, and you guys help me. Just feel comfortable until you get it right. Then there's an option. If you really find, oh my God, so much code on the screen, I need to get rid of it, you can click on start over. Okay, don't beat yourself up about it. It's fine. It just clears your head as well. Okay, so we went to sharing your code and getting a certificate. Okay, and you don't have to stay on this page. You can just type in code.org and it'll come up with a load and loads of options for you to play with. Okay, there is my email address if anybody wants to get hold of me. Then here I have a Google survey. So what we are trying to do is we're trying to work out if we are on the right track with all this online teaching. You don't have to put your name. You're totally anonymous, no names. Just to say, how do you feel about this whole thing? Are you managing? Is it clear enough? Too fast, too slow? I'm going to drop the link on the chat for you, all right? It's called a Google form. Okay, I'm going to drop the link on the chat for you. So if you'll all just, I'm not sure if you're going to have time to copy and paste that into your browser so that you can fill in the chat for me. I'll give you a few minutes. A MOSA 8 Hour of Code. You just type in code.org or Hour of Code, and it'll give you loads and loads of options to go to. Help on level 6, Siseko. Okay, I'm going to go back to level 6 quickly. Okay, level 6. Let's quickly go and have a look at level 6. And finally, and on the free platform, it doesn't keep your code. All right, so we've got 3 things we got to use here for the person who's stuck on level 6. Okay, so let's do when click, which we need. And then in actual fact, the code is here. Let's see if that works. Whoever's battling with level 6. Okay, now we got to pass this obstacle. There we go. Did you see that? Level 6. When he came through the obstacle, he got a point. Does that help you, that person who was battling? Thank you, Lena. Thank you for all your lovely messages. Okay, I'm just going to quickly finish off here. All right. Okay, boys and girls, you have an absolutely stunning weekend. And I know I teach IT, but not too much screen time. Get out in the garden, get some vitamin D, play with the dog, help mom in the kitchen, cooking, etc. Have a lovely, lovely weekend. Goodbye for now. Bye, Charlton.